Hello everyone, welcome in today's video. And in today's video, I'm so much excited to announce that we have reached on Grid 1.0, the stable version. So previously I made a video where I introduced Grid framework and many people loved it. People have been giving it stars on GitHub. By the way, you can check it up on GitHub. I will leave the link and give it a star. And right now we have a stable version, and out of the box there are so many features that there is no any framework out there that can have. Be it Laravel, Ruby on Rails, Django, ORM, and everything. Grid beats them all. Let's see what Grid gives you out of the box when you install a new app. So the first thing that it gives you is authentication system. So it doesn't give you a simple authentication system like it comes like in Laravel or any other apps. It gives you a very solid JWT authentication system with roles. So by default, it comes with 3 roles. It comes with the admin, user, and even editor. So it doesn't stop there. We also give you social authentication, which I've not seen in so many backends. You know very well, like Laravel has the socialite package, but it doesn't come there by default. So this comes with social authentication by default. We give you Google plus GitHub and they are all working. You simply put the Google client ID and the secret ID in your Envy and that's it. It's working. And another thing, as I've said, it comes with roles. That means you have the protected endpoints. You can restrict by roles. You can restrict by auth. And you're just going to see that in action in a minute. So another one that comes with is production grade security intelligence. And this is powered by Sentinel. So Sentinel is another standalone package that I made purposely for security. You know, in most cases, most applications in the backend, security is something that comes last. You know, there is authentication that is different from security. Security, we're talking about threats, attackers, and other things. So if, for example, you want to track, so if you just go, for example, here on Sentinel, so if I just go here, for example, and I read for you what comes by default in Sentinel, okay, down here, you have things like WAF protection. That is like you have the firewalls, rate limiting, threat detection, logging, anomaly detection, AI-powered analysis, and on top of all those ones, we have a dedicated protected dashboard that gives you all the analytics, the threats, details of the threats, the actors, IP detection, all those things that are security. We have a dedicated dashboard that comes by default when you create a new app, that you can secure a login and you see how those ones who are trying to do SQL injection, the cross-site injection, like all those analysis, there is a dedicated dashboard that does that. I haven't seen any framework out there that puts security as fast as Grid framework. So another thing, or the third thing that I think is very important is API docs. So I know most of you think maybe this is something less, but this is something you always say it afterwards. Like to put API docs. This is good for new developers. Like if you are coming to a project and they have API docs, this is a lifesaver because you can look at the requests. What does the request require, the outcome of the request, responses, and all those things. So we come, when we have, by default, we have 2 documentation providers. We have Scala UI and Swagger UI. And by default, both are there. So you just choose. By default, we have Scala UI, but you can just simply toggle to Swagger UI and use it. And it is just working just like that. And this one is using another package called GeneDocs. So if you just want to read about more about the GeneDocs, what they give you, you can just also just check it here. All these things, all these packages, I have them here. You can just open source, go and read the details of what they do. So for example, just zero config, everything comes working in the docs. You can just go ahead and read more about the features, what it gives you, and you'll be much excited. Another thing that comes with Grit by default is Chrome Studio. So if you want to understand Chrome Studio, is just like Prisma Studio. So those who know Prisma Studio, it gives you ability to look at your database in the browser, and you can do changes, you can run SQL and everything. You know, in the first version of Chrome Studio, when I released it, it had some issues. People are like, if I just want to go and look at the studio in production, right now it comes with authentication, so it is protected. You can set the dashboard, like the username and the password in your environmental variables, and you protect it really, really well. And right now you can securely access it even in production. We're going to see this also in action, and I'm so much excited how it is so clean. So the next one is observability and performance monitoring. You know, this is something that I used to struggle with when the clients are asking you the performance of the app. You want to detect, for example, the N+1 queries, the slow queries. You look at how the endpoints are performing. What is the response time on average? Like how much average is your requests? You just know all those details from the observability. And this comes with also a dedicated dashboard that gives you ability to monitor the performance of your app. So you look at things like which one is the fastest route and which one is the slowest, what is the average response time. You know, you monitor all the performance. It's just like having like Prometheus or having like, you know, Grafana or just self-hosted in the app. Okay, so just also going to look at this, and this is powered by Parse, and you can just go also check on my here, and you also check Parse. Okay, can you just check Parse here? All those ones, by the way, they come with protected dashboards. As I've said, protection or security is number one in Grit. So this comes with all the protected. You can disable them if you don't want. Just in the env, you simply put one line to disable them, and that's it. It's gone. So the next thing I just want to show you that comes with is file storage. So file storage comes when it is set to be used. So by default, we are using Minayo, which is a self-hosted S3. You can use Minayo, you self-host it on your VPS, and you start using it. If you don't want, you want to use R2, or you want to use the S3 or B2, they also come as first class. So they are there, you simply put the environmental variables, and that's it. It starts working as simple as that. So the file storage comes working properly, and you're going to see also that. Then finally, I think the second last is the powerful CLI. I put the heart and soul in building a very powerful CLI, because this CLI, you just use it to create the app, use it to seed, migrate, create resources. Like, understanding how powerful the CLI is so big. Okay, and you know, these features I'm just talking are like the visible ones, because we haven't talked about how powerful you can generate, like the generating code for the full stack and all that. We're going to be enjoying those ones as we are trying the app. Lastly, it comes with Docker setup ready for production or for deployment. Now, in most cases, these apps, when you're going to deploy a big app like that, because here we are looking at this Grit is really looking at developers who want to do self-hosting, you know, who want to go into building more mature apps. Okay, if you're just starting out and you want to build a small Next.js app, it's understandable. Just use Next.js, and I've built a lot of tools on Next.js. Okay, building Next.js app shouldn't take even more than about like 20 minutes to get a full stack working app with file storage and everything. I will show you a resource before I just go into the app where you can get to build all this. But if you want to build a mature system, you're talking about a system that's going to be used by hundreds and thousands of users. All these things matter a lot, security and everything. And deployment is a key, because you're going to end up deploying on dedicated servers or VPS. So the Docker setup is one thing because we're using a monorepo, and you have to be ready to do real deployment on your VPS. So the combination, you can deploy on the VPS alone, or you can deploy on a VPS via Docploy. And this comes with the Docker setup. Everything is set. You simply deploy using the Docker Compose, and that's it. That's why we're using Docploy in the first place, because I would have used Coolify, but I use Docploy to ease the deployment on your VPS. We're going to be seeing this in the coming videos. Right now, what I want to do right now is to show you how to easily get started with Grit. So let's go into the documentation.